Okay, so I want to point you to something that I found interesting to do. You might find interesting to go and watch. I had an interview the other day with a YouTuber called The Academic Agent, who I would recommend. It kind of reminds me a little bit in some ways of DPR Jones in some ways. And I won't mirror the interview on my channel. You'll have to go to his channel if you want to see that. It's about 30 minutes long, and what he's doing is quite an interesting project, which is that he's asking the same three questions to do with the culture wars and progressivism, and he's asking the same three questions to different people. I'm the fifth, just checking the number of fingers there, I'm the fifth person that he's got up with an interview. He's done Sargon of Akkad, Bearing, Undoomed, Friended, and now me. And I think he's planning on trying to ask some on the sort of other side of the fence, the equivalent questions as well. What is interesting about it, from my perspective, I'd only watched Sargon's response before having this little half-an-hour interview with him and answering these same three questions. And I deliberately didn't watch the others because I didn't want to be influenced, right? I didn't want to say specific things to build on what they'd said or avoid things because they'd said it. So I had no idea really, especially because I'd forgotten most of what Sargon had said in his, what ground I'd covered relative to other people. What is interesting is that he's 5 different interviews that he's got up there with the same 5 questions. And the mind boggled when I went and watched the other 4. I watched Sargon's again and then watched the other 3. How differently, it's 5 very, very different ways of tackling those same 3 questions. I'd recommend it. I think it's well worth a look. I'd also recommend his channel generally. I think there's a kind of new breed of people on YouTube. Things have been very polarized, and the nature of YouTube is people gravitate towards polarized opinions. Polarized channels tend to do disproportionately well compared to sort of where the political ground is out on the streets, I would suggest. On YouTube, things tend to be more polarized. There seems to be an influx of people like Morally Grey, Friended, The Academic Agent, who adopt a more central position, and I think that's something to be welcomed in terms of the overall balance and the way that issues are approached. So I'd recommend his channel. I'd recommend having a look at that series. Okay, I've got a cap on, by the way, partly because my hair is in a somewhat parlour state today and I can't be bothered to do very much with it. I know what a lot of you will be saying, what exactly do you need to do with your hair? There's not exactly that much of it. But the other reason is it's kind of in homage because I've just watched Steve Shives' latest You Had to Ask, number 241. If you fancy a little bit of entertainment, you might just listen to the first few minutes of that. He goes over the stuff that he tweeted at Laci Green that I covered in the video the other day. It's like that, but in video form. And he makes it absolutely certain, absolutely, so nobody's left in any shred of a doubt that there is not one single person out there at all who would class themselves as an anti-SJW that has any redeeming features whatsoever. We're all absolutely incorrigible pieces of crap, and there's not one person. He challenges his viewers to give him the name of one person that would be worth talking to. Worth a look as well, but check out The Academic Agent first. Okay, that's it. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.